Well, greetings and salutations, good people of the internet. My name is Big Lou, and welcome to my workshop. Last summer, I built this delivery stand to put next to my front door for when I have things like groceries and pizzas and anything delivered to the house. They can use this stand. Well, in my haste to get something done, I didn't account for a couple of things. Number one, the fact that I didn't structure it such that it won't lean forward. And when you put heavy things on something that tips forward, this happens. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to clean up. Anyway, so what I'm going to do today is kind of rethink some of my design. Actually, I've already done the rethinking. I'm going to implement the rethinking that I did and strengthen this thing up, make it look a little bit more presentable to have on my front patio. It's not a patio, it's by my front door. And just make it more of a permanent feature because I like having a place where people can leave deliveries, which in the case of Amazon doesn't always happen that way because sometimes they just put it on the floor in front of the delivery stand. What are you going to do? Anyway, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to start by kind of taking this thing, not completely apart, but apart enough that I can get to some of the parts that I need to get to. So let's get to it. Okay, so now that I've actually taken this thing apart and cleaned it up a little bit, I think that my original plan of just adding some support structures down here to keep it from tipping like this is not going to be enough. I realized when I took off this piece that the one screw that I had in here was not really enough to keep it from sagging. I mean, this is just pine, so it's not the strongest to begin with. And rather than like trying to do dowels or something like that in here or something like that, I'm just going to create two more legs on the front end of this thing just to get it sturdy. And then I'm going to go back into SketchUp and I'm going to design something that is a lot more functional. I can actually maybe use some hardwoods on it, something that's a lot more presentable. So I'm going to call this Delivery Stand Mark II. The original would have been Mark I, obviously. And just take some of the things that I've learned from these first two iterations and put it into what will be, for you Dragon Ball Z fans, their final form. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I've got some extra 2x4s over here. The one thing I am going to do, however, my original plan with this sign was to cut out some stencils and make this, deliveries here, and instead I just used a Sharpie, and I'm really not happy with this. So I'm going to brainstorm a little bit and see if I can't figure out what I want to do with this sign and the hooks. So that I'll be thinking about while I'm putting all the rest of this stuff together. But anyway, babbling over, let's get to work. So now that it's all put together and stable, the floor of my garage is completely uneven. It'll be fine when I get it over to the patio. I hope. Bug number 3 for Mark II. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of thinking about what I want to do with the sign, and the more I think about it, the more I realize that I really just need to find somebody with a CNC machine, because it's not going to look as cool as I want it using the just writing on it with a Sharpie, and I really don't have the patience to cut out stencils with an X-Acto knife. I've tried that, and it's just not something I have the tolerance for. So if I could find a guy with a CNC machine, that would be... You looking for a CNC machine? Why are you in black and white? Hey, how's about I'm the one that's going to be asking the questions around here? Oh man, you've been watching old gangster movies again, haven't you? Hey, that information's not necessarily your concern. Capiche? Now, you need a CNC or what? Yeah, I need a guy with a CNC machine. Well, just so happens I may know a guy. Oh, you know a guy? Dude, just don't get arrested. I don't have bail money right now. Hey, brother, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get made an offer we can't refuse. Wait. Yeah.
What's the password?
New England clam chowder.
Is it the red or the white?
The white. Huh. He did know a guy. Wonders never cease. Huge shout out and thank you to my buddy Chris over at A Glimpse Inside for getting this sign all cut out on his massive Penguin CNC machine. If you want to see the video on how he did this, I will link to it at the end of this video as well as in the description below. You should definitely go check it out because it is a beast of a machine and he's a really cool maker and puts out some great content. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and it's sanded, finished, smooth. I'm going to go ahead and throw some polyurethane on here so that it is protected from the elements. Not that it's going to be out in the rain, but it will be outside. I want to give it a little bit of protection because it's a pretty nice piece of art. So let's go ahead and get that done, and then we can attach it, and this thing will be all ready for deliveries. Let's get to it. I think that's going to do it for the Mark II of the delivery stand project. I don't know what the final form of this is going to be, but I do know it's not going to be this. This is just a, hey, let me get this thing back to a point where it's functional. Have the sign that my buddy Chris made be a very clear indication of deliveries go here. And those were the two things that I wanted to get accomplished with this project. Make it incredibly clear what this stand was and to repair it so that it wasn't falling over and it was a lot more sturdy. I'm going to get to work on designing what the Mark III is going to be. Will the Mark III be the final form? I don't know. You'll have to be subscribed and find out. In the meantime, I've got other projects that I'm going to get to work on. I've got something fun for you to watch right down here. And you can subscribe just by clicking right up here. Maybe. I don't know. Somewhere. You know how to subscribe to YouTube channels. Why do I tell you this every time? Anyway, stay motivated, stay inspired, and stay safe. We'll see you next time.